I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is His Excellency, Dr. Sultan Al Jaber. He is COP28 President-Designate, UAE Special Envoy for Climate Change, and Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology. Dr. Sultan, it is wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Now, Dr. Sultan, you just rang the opening bell. What was it like to ring the bell?
Very exciting and inspiring, in fact.
Okay, so Dr. Sultan, COP28 is anticipated to be the most consequential COP since Paris, with finance cuts across the entire climate agenda. Tell me, what are your ambitions for climate finance at COP28, and what does success look like?
Well, allow me first to say thank you very much for the opportunity, and you asked me a very important question. Climate finance is going to be a critical success factor for COP28 and the future COPs. Based on the fact-finding mission that we have conducted over the past year, since we were named as the COP presidency, we went on a very thorough, detailed analysis of the situation at hand. And building on our track record and experience, when we try to solve a problem, first we need to get a proper definition of what the problem is all about. And we need to measure what the problem is like in order for us to develop the necessary solutions that could help bridge that problem. And it was very evident throughout the whole exercise of our fact-finding mission that climate finance was not only important, but it is a critical success factor. So as far as we're concerned, we have focused all our efforts in ensuring that we work with all relevant partners and stakeholders and those who are keen in helping advance the global climate action agenda. So one of the areas that we have been very much focused on is to ensure that there is a serious reform, in fact, more of a transformation conducted across the board when it comes to the MDBs and IFIs. Here I mean the multilateral development banks and the international financial institutions, because they will have a very important role to play in helping bridge the finance challenge we all have. Also, I've been calling for the $100 billion promised by the donor countries to be delivered by COP28. I've also been calling for the replenishment of the GCF, as well as doubling adaptation finance, and also operationalizing and ensuring that the funding arrangements are made available for the loss and damage. While also, we do recognize the importance of providing the necessary opportunity and incentives and encouragement and motivation for private capital. And private capital is keen, they're serious, they want to get engaged, but they also want a risk mitigation mechanism to be put in place. And this is one of the main areas of focus at COP28, is to ensure that we provide the right opportunities, supported and equipped with insurance policies, risk mitigation, as well as catalytic funding to attract and retain private capital.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now coming out of G20, an agreement on the phasing up of renewables, what are your hopes for how finance can support these goals?
In fact, this is one of the very important areas that we have emphasized throughout our engagement over the past few months, is the need to triple renewable energy to 11 terawatts from what it is today, as well as doubling efficiency and scaling up hydrogen power. So in fact, we've been very much focused on finding every possible way to phase up zero carbon emission sources of energy, because that is exactly what is needed. We can't unplug the world from the current energy system before we build the new energy system. And in order for us to be able to fast track this energy transition and accelerate the deployment of renewable energy, finance needs to be made available, finance needs to be made accessible, and finance needs to be made affordable.
Mm-hmm. All right, now you mentioned private capital. Tell me, what role can the private sector play in helping to achieve the ambitions of COP28?
Public-private partnership is going to be a new operating model that I will be very much promoting across all my climate pillars. When it comes to private capital and the private sector engagement, they have a unique skill set, they have a unique experience, and a unique responsibility towards the planet. So as such, I have been very much promoting the need for private capital to engage and for the private sector at large to participate in the advancement of our climate action agenda by providing solutions, by providing a new operating model, by nurturing a new culture when it comes to financing climate change.
Okay, and finally, Dr. Sultan, what do you hope the world will achieve by the end of this year on climate action?
A new treaty, a new climate deal that is realistic, that is practical, and that is pragmatic. I very much value the contributions of all previous COPs, and in particular COP21 in 2015 in Paris. And time has come for us to elevate and enhance and increase our ambition and translate the Paris Agreement into action. That's why I'm calling COP28 the COP of action and the COP of implementation.
All right. Well, it's been wonderful to have you on the show, Dr. Sultan. Thank you for joining me on Floor
Thank you
Talk.
very much for the opportunity. Highly appreciate it. Thank you.